Hey YouTubers, this is Will It Fix, where today we're taking a look at a rear view mirror that has fallen off. This metal piece here is called the button, which is what sticks to the actual windshield on the inside. So we've got this Allen key hex head screw that keeps it attached. I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to make sure to replace this correctly so you got a nice secure fix going forward. Okay, so on the outside of the windshield, if you look closely there, you can see where the old mirror was. And all I'm going to do here is take a dry erase marker, and we're going to go ahead and mark the location of that mirror. And I'll show you inside. This is what we're looking at. There's some adhesive still stuck on there, and we're actually going to want to scrape that off and give ourselves a nice clean surface to put the adhesive back onto. Alright, so here's where the dry adhesive is. I'm just using a straight edge razor. I'm just kind of gently scraping that off. It's pretty easy. Maybe clean that up with some Windex or something like that, just to make it a very clean surface so that when that adhesive is put on there, it's nice and clean and we'll stick to it. Also on this metal piece, it's called the shoe, we also want to take your razor blade and scrape off as much of that adhesive as we can. Get it somewhat cleaned up there. I like to keep the shoe and the mirror because it's a lot easier to work with while it's attached in there than if I pop this out and tried to scrape it with a razor blade in my hand or something like that. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and use some 100 grit paper and just sand that off a little bit so that gives it a little bit more tiny grooves to have that adhesive stick to. So it's looking pretty clean. I'll go ahead and pop this shoe out, taking out this screw, and I'll show you what the adhesive looks like. Alright, so I loosened this screw up here. One thing to keep in mind is when you pull this shoe out, this is all you're going to glue onto the inside of your windshield. I'm kind of lucky on this one because it's round on the top. So the mark that I made on the outside of the windshield makes it easier. But just in case it's more of a rectangle or an odd, different shape, make sure you remember which side is supposed to be glued to the top side so that when you slide this piece in, your rear view mirror sits right. Alright, so this particular setup came with this packet with a wipe in it, and it's an activator. You just clean off the area that you're going to adhere, and also the button, and then you let that dry for a couple minutes. Okay, now it's been a couple minutes. This little tube of adhesive I'm going to cut open, and all you need to do is put one drop on the back of that shoe and stick it up where I've marked it on the outside. Okay, so I put the one drop on there, and as you can see, you can kind of tell that the adhesive spread out to the edges. I just held it there for about 10 seconds. And now we're going to go ahead and leave this here for 30 minutes to let it completely cure, and then reinstall the mirror on top of that. Set the screw in that little notch so that it has a nice firm grip. Okay, I went ahead and reinstalled this. Just slid the mirror over the shoe, tighten this screw, and as you can see, it's nice and firm on there. Easy fix. Thanks for watching Will It Fix?